Imagine a dog fearless enough to stare down a 400-pound lion, yet gentle enough to sleep curled up with a toddler. That is the paradox of the Rhodesian Ridgeback. You likely know them as the legendary lion dog of Africa, bred to track the king of beasts. But that reputation barely scratches the surface. Beneath that muscular, copper-colored exterior lies a complex, sensitive, and sometimes downright bizarre history. From a controversial genetic mutation to a personality that defies canine logic, get ready to have your mind blown. By number 1, you'll realize this isn't just a hunter, it's a biological masterpiece. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. The indigenous blueprint. We often credit European settlers for this breed, but that's only half the story. The true foundation of the Ridgeback dates back centuries before colonization, belonging to the indigenous Khoikhoi people of southern Africa. They had a semi-wild hunting dog that was ugly, ferocious, and possessed a strange strip of hair growing backward on its spine. When Europeans arrived in the 16th century bringing Mastiffs, Great Danes, and Greyhounds, those breeds couldn't handle the African bush. They succumbed to sleeping sickness and heat. The settlers realized they needed the Khoikhoi dog's immunity and toughness. They crossbred their European imports with the native dogs, and the Ridgeback was born. The European dogs provided the size. The African dogs provided the survival instinct. Number 9. The genetic anomaly. Let's talk about that famous ridge. It's the breed's trademark, but did you know it's technically a genetic defect? The ridge is a line of hair running along the spine in the opposite direction to the rest of the coat. It's actually categorized as a mild form of spina bifida. It's the defining characteristic. If a puppy is born without it, they were historically culled, though thankfully that practice is ending. But here is the kicker. The gene that causes the ridge is also linked to a condition called dermoid sinus, a tube-like defect on the skin that can cause deadly infections. It is a biological double-edged sword. The very trait that defines their beauty is linked to a medical vulnerability. Nature rarely gives without taking. Number 8. They never killed. The nickname lion dog is incredibly misleading. If you think these dogs were running up to lions and ripping their throats out, you are dead wrong. A dog that attacks a lion directly is a dead dog within seconds. The Ridgeback's job was actually psychological warfare. They were used for baying. They would track the lion, corner it, and then use agility to dodge claws and teeth, barking and feinting to keep the cat distracted. They were the bait, not the executioner. They had to be brave enough to get within inches of death, but smart enough to never make contact. It wasn't a test of strength. It was a high-stakes dance of survival until the hunter arrived with the rifle. Number 7. The 24-hour athlete. You might think a greyhound is fast or a husky has endurance, but the Rhodesian Ridgeback is the ATV of the dog world. They were bred to run alongside horses, not for a few minutes, but for 30 miles at a stretch. They have a unique gait that eats up the ground with minimal energy expenditure. But here is the fascinating part. They are one of the few breeds that can handle extreme temperature shifts. They can sprint across the scorching savanna where other dogs would collapse from heat stroke, and then endure freezing desert nights. Their coat is sleek, their paws are like leather, and their metabolism is efficient. They are biologically engineered to outlast almost anything on 4 legs. Number 6. Silence is deadly. Most watchdogs are noisy. A German Shepherd or a Terrier will bark at a falling leaf. The Ridgeback operates differently. They are known for being exceptionally quiet. They rarely bark without a very specific reason. This trait goes back to their hunting roots. You can't track prey if you're making noise. But this silence makes them terrifying guard dogs. If a Ridgeback is barking, you don't tell it to be quiet. You go check the window immediately because something is wrong. They discern threats with chilling accuracy. When they attack, they don't bluster, they act. This creates a pattern interrupt for intruders who expect a warning growl. With a Ridgeback, the silence is often the only warning you get. Number 5. The emotional paradox. Looking at a 90-pound muscular beast that hunts lions, you'd expect a personality like a hardened soldier. The reality? They are incredibly sensitive souls. This is the biggest mistake new owners make. If you use harsh training methods or physical punishment on a Ridgeback, they will shut down completely. They have long memories and, frankly, they hold grudges. They are known as Velcro dogs with their families, often trying to sit their massive frames on your lap. They need to be with their pack constantly. It's a jarring contrast. A dog that can fend off a leopard but will sulk for 3 days if you raise your voice at them. They are tough on the outside, but marshmallows on the inside. Number 4. Camel of Canines. We mentioned their heat tolerance, but their physiological adaptation goes deeper. Ridgebacks are famously capable of going for long periods with minimal water compared to other breeds of their size. It's a survival trait from the African bush where water sources were scarce and filled with crocodiles. However, this survival instinct manifests in a hilarious modern way. They are notoriously lazy when they aren't working. A Ridgeback can run a marathon, but if it's raining outside, forget it. They will refuse to get their paws wet. They conserve energy like a reptile. They have 2 modes, 100 miles per hour or comatose on your most expensive sofa. There is no in between. Number 3, not for beginners. This is not a golden retriever in a lion hunting suit. Ridgebacks are independent thinkers. In the wild, if they waited for a human command before dodging a lion's paw, they would die. So they evolved to make their own decisions. In a modern home, this looks like stubbornness. If you tell a Ridgeback to sit and they don't see the point, they'll just look at you. They constantly ask, "What's in it for me?" They are problem solvers, known to open fridges, unlatch gates, and outsmart invisible fences. They require an owner who can be a firm, consistent leader without being a bully. If you give them an inch, they will take a mile, and probably your sandwich too. Number 2. The food obsession. Ridgebacks have an appetite that is legendary and terrifying. This isn't just liking treats. This is a biological compulsion. In the wild, they never knew when their next meal was coming, so they evolved to eat as much as possible, as fast as possible. In a suburban home, this means they are the undisputed kings of counter-surfing. There are stories of Ridgebacks eating entire Thanksgiving turkeys, sticks of butter, or unopened cans of food. Their stomachs are made of cast iron. You cannot leave food unattended for 3 seconds. They don't have an off switch for hunger, which means obesity is a major risk. They will look at you with starving eyes even after eating a 3-course meal. Number 1. The sixth sense. The number 1 trait that sets the Ridgeback apart is their uncanny perception. Owners swear these dogs have a sixth sense. Because they were bred to hunt in the tall grass where visibility is 0, they rely on scent and intuition to detect danger before it's visible. They are hyper-aware of their environment. They can tell the difference between a neutral stranger and a person with bad intentions simply by body language and pheromones. They won't growl at the mailman, but they might block the door if someone off tries to enter. It's this deep, intuitive connection to their handler that makes them more than just a pet. They aren't just watching the house, they are watching you. So guys, the Rhodesian Ridgeback is a living contradiction. A ferocious hunter and a sensitive companion, a lazy lounger and an endurance athlete. They are a testament to what happens when nature and necessity collide. If you are thinking of getting one, ask yourself, do you want a dog that obeys or a dog that thinks? Because with a Ridgeback, you aren't getting a servant, you're getting a partner. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the lion dog, hit that like button and subscribe for more untold animal histories. Comment below, could you handle a dog that's smarter than you? Thanks for watching.